What a moment for Indian sport. India is certain to breach the 100 medal mark at the Asian Games in Hangzhou. 96 in the bag. There are more than 5 sure shot medal events left for the Indian contingent. From the Mukherjee magic beating China in China to the glorious hockey gold, it's a historic games for Indian sport. This is India's best ever performance, beating our 70 medal tally back in 2018. India bagged most medals in athletics with 29 medals, followed by 22 medals in shooting. But what most experts are excited about is how India has managed to shine in little-known sports like the martial art wushu. 22 golds, that's a record itself, 35 silvers and 39 bronze medals in the bag so far. Joining me now is my colleague Rika Roy, as well as author Gulu Ezekiel. Rika, as someone who follows Indian sport, which is well beyond cricket, tell me emotionally what this 100 mark means to you.
Well, it is a very, very big moment for me. I think when the Indian contingent was leaving the shores and there was a slogan by a broadcaster saying, "Ab ki baar 100 par." I don't think many journalists would have believed that there will be 100 medals this time around. And we were counting beyond shooting and athletics, which are the disciplines that are going to give us big medals. But if you look at the number of medals that we have won and some of the sports that we have won the medals from, it goes on to prove that India is perhaps no longer a one sport nation. We have you've spoken about the Mukherjee magic in TT, which to me was one of the high points of this edition of the games, beating China in China. Also the dressage medal, the medals in rowing, the golf medal, all of these really stand out for all of us Indians who've been following Indian sports for a very long time. Of course, at the end of the day, the hockey medal, it's a big emotional medal for all of us. Though the sport of hockey is not termed as the national sport, it's not given that given that epithet of a national sport, but a lot of us tend to believe, and generations together tend to believe, that that is our national sport. There on your screen you see the hockey team clinching a 5-star victory today in the final of Asian Games. It is a big moment. India has got Olympic medals, but this is only the 4th time they're winning an Asian gold, and it's a big moment.
Right, and may I just mention to our viewers that Rika has interviewed some of the hockey team players, which we will be playing out here on NDTV in a bit. But Gulu Ezekiel, A, what does this mean? And B, what does this define on our way to the Olympics?
Well, Veera, the crucial factor, really, the litmus test is the Olympics next year in Paris. Winning at the continental level is very heartwarming. But can we translate this into not just medals, but gold medals at the Olympic level and the world level for that matter? You have to remember that in 100 years of competing at the Olympics, India has only won 2 individual gold medals. I mean, for a nation of our size and our resources and our talent, that is way, way below our potential. Now, it's time we translated the Asian and Commonwealth level into the Olympic level, because it's obvious that the Asian Games is focused of Asian nations, Commonwealth Games of Commonwealth nations, but the Olympics is the peak of any sports person's career and achievements. So can we carry this over to the Olympics next year? Can we maintain this momentum? I think that will be the time when the nation can truly celebrate as a multi-nation sport. However heartwarming the Asian Games is, we still need to go up one level.
Yeah, you are setting the bar really high, but for the moment, it's time to celebrate, Gulu.
Yes, it is. We must celebrate. We must applaud the achievements of our sports persons.
Yes.
And
then keep the bar higher, keep the standards up, because we've got something to look forward to, Rika, for the tired sportsmen returning back from China.
I just want to make a point here, and it is important for our viewers to know that a lot of the events in which we have won medals in the Asian Games will not feature in the Paris Olympics. So we cannot expect probably 100 medals out of Paris Olympics the way we've won in Asian Games, because a lot of those events will not be a part of the Olympics. Also, as as Gulu mentioned, that it is the ultimate test of a sports person's stamina, being the strongest, the highest and the fastest. Those are the three principles by which Olympics is defined. Asia is a very, very strong continent, but given how the hockey team has won in this tournament, given the matches that they have won and the margin of victory, Veera, I have to tell you that it shows that India is miles ahead of all the other Asian hockey teams, and there's just been no competition for the Indian hockey team during this tournament.
Very quickly, I have literally 30 seconds left. What's your defining moment? Rika first and Gulu next.
Well, the Mukherjee magic.
Okay. Gulu?
Rika was saying that hockey is emotional sport for India and it's like a national sport. For me, the hockey medal is extra special for two reasons. One is beating Pakistan 10-2. And the years gone by, we wouldn't score 10 goals in 10 matches. And secondly, it's automatic qualification for the Paris Olympics. And qualification for the Olympics, hockey is a very arduous and painful process. So the fact that India has guaranteed a place in the Paris Olympics is really the icing on the cake for me.
Oh, the icing on the cake. Thank you so much, the two of you, for bringing all those details all through the games and as well as this crowning glory moment. We'll wait for the sportsmen to return back. But for the moment, from the quest for medals to a nursing college without any teachers or even staff. That's the massive scam that has been unearthed in Madhya Pradesh. A huge embarrassment for the state government in the poll-bound state. In fact, the state high court had asked the CBI to probe 670 nursing colleges registered between 2020 and 2021 after allegations of large-scale irregularities. CBI has so far investigated 364 nursing colleges, of which 180 had staff only on paper. NDTV's Anurag Dwari visited one such college.
This three-story building located near Bhopal is a nursing college on paper, Savita Institute of Health Science, but the building is completely deserted. There's no lab, no training, no hospital. But records show 4 batches have passed out from this institute. A nursing college on paper reportedly in the name of an ex-director of medical education in the state and his family members.
देखिए ये एक फ्लैट नुमा है। यहाँ पर फ़िलहाल लिखा गया है कि जो ऑफिस बंद पाए जाने पर इन नंबरों से संपर्क करें। तो पहले नंबर से हमने संपर्क किया जहाँ पर प्रकाश मिले जो यहाँ पर फैकल्टी हैं। 2015-16 से इसका सेशन है। आप कॉलेज का बोर्ड देख सकते हैं और फिर आगे आपको दिखाते हैं अपने कैमरा सहयोगी के साथ कि इस तरह के नर्सिंग कॉलेजेस जिसको लेकर मध्य प्रदेश में जो पूरी चिकित्सा शिक्षा व्यवस्था है उस पर सवाल उठ रहे हैं। तो ये एक फ्लैट में अभी तक यहाँ से 4 या 5 बैच निकल चुके हैं जो अलग अलग अस्पतालों में काम कर रहे होंगे। तो आप सोचिए फ्लैट में हमने घंटी बजाई लेकिन यहाँ कोई है नहीं, लेकिन हमें बताया गया कि अंदर एक कमरा है, 2 छोटे छोटे कमरे हैं और यहाँ से 4 बैच पढ़कर निकल चुके हैं। एक जो बैच है चूँकि अब CBI जांच कर रही है तो 2020 में आखिरी बैच था। ये यहाँ का नोटिस बोर्ड है अलग अलग 2017-18 के। और आपको जानकर हैरत होगी कि ये कॉलेज उस शख्स का है जिस पर मध्य प्रदेश में चिकित्सा शिक्षा का जिम्मा था, यानी जो डायरेक्टर मेडिकल एजुकेशन थे।
Silver Oak Nursing College in Jabalpur operates out of a garage. As per rules, to open a nursing college, there must be at least a 100-bed hospital. A college with 60 students should have an academic building of over 3,200 square feet. There should be a hostel block in which hostel facilities for 30% of students is mandatory. Students to teacher ratio must be 1:10. But all norms went for a toss in the COVID years. In 2020-21, 670 nursing colleges were registered. Though during the pandemic, when beds were sought from these colleges, 34 colleges admitted that their licenses should be cancelled.
टीम में रह के किराए के रूम पे रहते हैं और लोन लेके वो फीस भरते हैं, उसके बाद भी एग्ज़ाम नहीं होते तो उन पर बहुत ज़्यादा प्रेशर होता है। और ये 4 साल की डिग्री रहती है लेकिन यहाँ पे अभी हमको 3 साल से ज़्यादा हो चुके हैं लेकिन अभी तक फर्स्ट ईयर का एग्ज़ाम नहीं हो पाया।
कि वो समय से फर्स्ट और सेकेंड ईयर का प्रमोशन करे और थर्ड ईयर का एग्ज़ाम जितना जल्द हो सके उतना जल्द ले सके। सरकार अपनी हर कोई काम कर रहा है लेकिन स्टूडेंट के साथ जो ये खिलवाड़ हो रहा है ये बिल्कुल नहीं चलेगी, क्योंकि जो सरकार स्टूडेंट के साथ खिलवाड़ कर रहा है, जब सरकार जो सोच रही है जो स्टूडेंट को जो भुला कर रखे, भांजा भांजियों कह कर के भुला कर रखे, ये बिल्कुल नहीं चलेगी। क्योंकि हम लोग जिस अभी सिचुएशन से गुजर रहे हैं, हम लोग का परिवार इतना स्ट्रगल नहीं है जो हम लोग 10 साल तक वेटिंग करें, 5 साल तक वेटिंग करें।
हम लोग का भविष्य दांव पे लगा है, हम लोग अपना फ्यूचर बनाना चाहते हैं ना, तो हम बस शिवराज मामा से ही बस इतनी अपील करते हैं कि हमारी मांगे पूरी करें और बस एग्जाम डिक्लेयर करा दें और एग्जाम करा दें हम लोगों के।
The Madhya Pradesh High Court has ordered a CBI probe into the matter. So far in the investigation, CBI has found out that out of 364 nursing colleges, 180 did not have any staff.
माननीय न्यायालय में क्योंकि ये प्रकरण है, इसलिए इस विषय पर अभी कोई टिप्पणी करना उचित नहीं रहेगा। ये विषय अभी न्यायालय की परिधि में है। हम तो बिल्कुल न्याय, हम भी न्याय, कोई बात ही नहीं है। मुख्य मुद्दा ये है कि अभी न्यायालय में प्रकरण है, तो इस विषय में कुछ बोलना उचित नहीं।
Many faculty members are shown as teachers in multiple colleges. NDTV's investigation found that one James Thomas teaches in 10 colleges in Bhopal, Gwalior and Jabalpur and is the principal in few others. 2 other faculty members are shown as teachers in 18 and 15 colleges respectively. Just think, nurses from these ghost colleges who never administered a single drip in their entire training or education serving the patients. This is not a joke, it's a criminal negligence. In Bhopal, with camera person Rizwan Khan, Anurag Dwari for NDTV.
Many questions there for the government to answer, but now to Sikkim, where the death toll in the flash floods has gone up to 40. At least 22 dead bodies have been recovered way downstream in West Bengal. This includes the bodies of 7 of the 22 army personnel who were missing from a camp in Bardang. Over 100 people are still missing, even as efforts are underway to rescue the stranded, including 3,000 tourists from North Sikkim, which has been completely cut off. There's also an alert for another possible glacial lake burst that's led to evacuation in lower areas. Missing road links and inclement weather are a major challenge for rescue teams. NDTV's Saurabh Gupta and GD Shankar report from Ground Zero.
Images of destruction are quite clear as you enter the state of Sikkim. The flash flood has left the town of Rangpo in complete ruins. Now, what you see is, of course, what used to be a construction site, what used to also be a parking area for cement mixers, cranes, earth removers, which are all heavy equipment, but all of it seems to have been completely submerged in the slush that the flood waters, the flash flood waters have left behind here. And of course the Rangpo town has witnessed the brunt of this flash flood along the banks of the Teesta. As the Teesta's flash flood waters entered the town, most buildings also found themselves completely submerged in the slush and the slurry from the waters that were flowing here, and several people have lost their livelihoods.
A pile of mud and debris in East Sikkim's Rangpo district.
कितने साल से यहाँ पे रह रहे हैं?
71 में पैदा हुआ था, तब से यहीं पे हूँ।
अच्छा, पानी का इतना ये लेवल आप पहले कभी देखा है? 71 के बाद इस लेवल तक पानी?
पैदा होने से पहले आया था बोलता था, लेकिन पैदा होने के बाद कभी नहीं देखा, हम अपने आंखें से कभी नहीं देखा है।
The Sikkim Chief Minister Prem Singh Tamang is visiting the devastated region. He says inferior quality dams made by previous governments are to be blamed.
डैमेज तो मैंने बता चुका है कि बहुत डैमेज हुआ है। इट्स मेजर डैमेज हुआ है। नॉर्थ सिक्किम की डैमेज कितना हुआ है नहीं देख पाए, क्योंकि नॉर्थ सिक्किम हम लोग जा नहीं पाए, क्योंकि कनेक्टिविटी पूरा कट ऑफ है वहाँ पर। पहले हमारा प्रायोरिटी है जितना भी फंसे हुए वहाँ पर टूरिस्ट है, 3000 से ज़्यादा टूरिस्ट, उनको हम लोग पहले निकालेंगे। कि प्रीवियस गवर्नमेंट ने जो डैम चुंगथांग में टीस्टा स्टेट थॉट का जो डैम बना वो पूरा डैमेज हो गया, पूरा बर्बाद वॉश आउट हुआ।
Massive operations are underway in North Bengal. Several dead bodies have been washed away there, and even explosives of the Indian Army have washed up. In Jalpaiguri district of Bengal, at least 2 got killed and 4 injured after they picked a mortar shell that had drifted down the Teesta from Sikkim. The army has deployed its mountain rescue specialists, tracker dogs and portable radars to look for survivors and the dead.
The Bardang camp of the military is one of the worst affected sites in this Teesta flash flood. Several army personnel are still missing and the search operations for these army soldiers are continuing. At Bardang near Singtam, army vehicles are being dug out and stores are being recovered from the debris. Tiranga Mountain Rescue, tracker dogs and special radars have been brought in to assist in the rescue and relief operations here, as several military personnel are still feared missing.
With the government warning about another likely glacial lake burst, getting tourists and locals out of high-risk areas is the top priority now. But the stormy weather and low visibility are adding to the challenges of air and ground rescue. With camera person GD Shankar and Saurabh Gupta in Sikkim, Bureau Report, NDTV.
Enormous natural disaster there in Sikkim, but had several warnings as well, several lessons to learn from that, like from every other disaster. But from climate change to the top southern political story this evening, Telangana Chief Minister K. Chandrasekhar Rao's son and State Minister K.T. Rama Rao hit back at Prime Minister Narendra Modi for saying that the Telangana Chief Minister had approached him to join the National Democratic Alliance. Rama Rao, who spoke to NDTV's Uma Sudhir, also spoke out on anti-incumbency worries for the ruling party in the state and questions over his father's health.
The Prime Minister's comments the other day saying that the Chief Minister went to meet him and sought to join the NDA.
I already have spoken about this. The Prime Minister, it's very disgraceful of the Prime Minister to, kind of stoop so low and come out with these sort of things. It's unfortunate, truly unfortunate, but I think I've said enough on this already.
Okay, but that seems to have, in a sense, triggered the notion that perhaps the minorities will start moving away from the BRS post the comments that he has made saying that you are having an understanding.
We've never looked at people, on a sectarian basis on who belongs to what religion and what caste group. Eventually, I think people are smart enough to see through and understand exactly who's good for them, because end of the day, I think the last 9.5 years of our performance will speak for itself. It could be Muslims, it could be Christians, it could be Hindus or whoever. I think the performance will speak, and I'm confident that people, who understand that the basic issues have been sorted out, the water problems, the power issues, and numerous other issues that have been resolved by the Telangana government will eventually help us come back strongly another term.
Well, now to the Enforcement Directorate probe in the Mahadevi online betting case. Several Bollywood stars, including Ranbir Kapoor, Shraddha Kapoor and the hilarious Kapil Sharma, have been summoned for questioning. While the actors have sought more time from the agency, NDTV breaks down what the case is and why the stars are being called in for questioning.
This is the juice shop in Bhilai in Chhattisgarh that 4 years ago was run by a man called Saurabh Chandrakar. And this is the building where engineer and tire shop owner Ravi Uppa lived around the same time. Today both are kings of the online betting world, wanted by the Enforcement Directorate. Also in their net are big Bollywood stars like Ranbir Kapoor, Shraddha Kapoor, Huma Qureshi and comedian Kapil Sharma, all summoned for questioning by the Enforcement Directorate because they promoted the Mahadev betting app in ads. They were paid crores in cash according to the ED. Some of them even attended the app's launch party in Dubai a year ago. So what is a Mahadev gaming scam? The Mahadev app provides an online platform for betting and gambling in India. Joining the app is easy. One just needs to create a user ID on the app. Then users have to deposit money in an unnamed bank account. Betting is possible on the app for live games like cricket, poker, badminton, tennis and more. The app also allows one to bet on election results. According to the Enforcement Directorate, agents and owners were earning a profit of 200 crore rupees a day from the app, and so far over 5,000 crore rupees has been laundered through this app.
Ravi Uppal and Saurabh Chandrakar, they both are operating from Dubai. They used to charge their commission from the betting racket. They used to transfer money to the people who used to win these betting games. through some fake accounts, and then they used to convert money into USDN and park this money in Swiss account and other accounts in several other countries.
In February this year, Chandrakar had spent 350 crore rupees at his wedding. Many Bollywood stars were paid to attend and perform at this wedding as well. With Zulfikar in Bhilai and Saurabh Shukla in New Delhi, Bureau Report, NDTV.
Now to the India-Canada standoff. As per Canadian news reports, the Canadian government has asked several of its diplomats to in India, especially those outside of New Delhi, to be shifted to Kuala Lumpur and Singapore. This is after reports that the development comes in the midst of those reports that India had given time till October 10th for Canada to downsize its diplomatic mission in India in parity with Indian diplomatic presence in Canada. This is the consequence of, remember, Canadian Prime Minister Justin Trudeau's allegations against India in the killing of Hardeep Singh Nijjar, who India had declared as a terrorist. India, of course, had dismissed those allegations as absurd and motivated. And finally, jailed Iranian activist Nargis Mohammadi was awarded the Nobel Peace Prize today for her fight against oppression of women in Iran and promoting human rights and freedom. She beat Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky, NATO Secretary General Jens Stoltenberg, and the UN Secretary General to win that top honor. On that note, that's all we have time for on the news. Of course, the rest of the news continues here on NDTV.